Hey guys, we're Bellinger95, recording live from your local county prison cell. Sorry about not uploading last week, but I got a little busy. But, here's just carrying on so I don't make a trend of it. So yeah, this was one believe this is one I meant to do last week, and, like I said, things just got away from me a little bit. But, this is one I had actually meant to do a really long time ago. Like, this is one I had down on paper like 4 or 5 years ago, and just for whatever reason never did it. I don't know why. But it's a Walter Dornez from Helsing versus Sebastian. Is it Michaelis or Michaelis or whatever? Sebastian from Black Butler. I do want to start off by saying I almost with a passion despise Black Butler, so not really getting. I'm gonna keep it objective, but you're not really getting like you. Let's put it this way: I'm not gonna be objective against Helsing because I did really like Helsing. The original and Ultimate, funny enough, but yeah. So getting into it here. So Walter was I believe he was 14 when he joined the military, and uh, even then worked on for the Helsing organization, and that's actually where he got his moniker, the Angel of Death, because he would just literally tear through, waves after waves of the undead. And by the way, that was in World War II. So flash forward a little bit, and the guy is, the guy had about, 50 something years of experience under his belt when he was doing all the shit that was in Helsing and Helsing Ultimate and the manga. So, yeah, we're dealing with an experienced individual, but don't let his age fool you because he's still able to dodge machine gun fire. He's still able to get himself off the ground using one arm and basically do a push up to a standing position. He's able to, yeah, so he's almost like an elite level gymnast, despite being, in his 70s or 80s. Um, and he still kills, to borrow a phrase here, he still kills the way people breathe. You know what I mean? And that's because of his weapon of choice, and his skill with it is the microfilament wire. So yeah, it's like a really super thin, super strong razor wire that he controls, just remotely with the move of his fingers. And it's to the point where he can even utilize it without moving. It's not telekinesis or anything, but he's able, like, there are scenes where he's able to, make it seemingly appear out of nowhere, places where it's not connected to him. So, yeah, it's almost like, telekinesis to a degree. Um, and yeah, he can just effortlessly, he can, uh, like, he can catch helicopters in the air with it. He can, um, like, cut through metal. He can tear through buildings with it. He's able to just hack people to pieces. Yeah, it is a very, very deadly weapon, and his skill with it is, just makes it all the more deadlier. Um, and then, when, by the time the fight with Alucard came to be, he, went through a surgical operation that, brought him back to his youth. Not the age of 14. I mean, eventually brought him back to the age of 14, but it brought him back to, his prime. So he was, significantly more powerful at that point, having all of that experience and having that, youth to him. And also, I think it just gave him, I think it just enhanced him in general. So it made him superhuman as well. Um, to the point where he was almost able to defeat Alucard at that, in that form. So that's definitely nothing to sneeze at. Next, going into Sebastian. Like I said, I'm very much not a fan of Black Butler, so I'm not gonna super know. But essentially, he's a demon from another realm that signed a contract. In the manga, he was summoned accidentally. In the anime, he was summoned intentionally. Signed a contract, and now he's in the service of Ciel. So this guy is just absurdly superhuman to the point where he kills people with silverware, not even steak knives. He kills people with fork, spoons, and butter knives. He can throw them through walls or just people's heads. With that same super strength, he's able to catch bullets in midair and even catch up to bullets in midair, run faster than bullets and catch, run parallel to a firing gun and catch a bullet before it hits something. His age, while unknown, is at least 3,000 years old. He said that he met an ancient Egyptian pharaoh, which would have been about 3,000 years. He's also responsible for causing the Black Plague, but that's, besides the point. Yeah, and being a demon, he takes a human form, but he does have a true demon form, which releases the full extent of his power. I don't think they've ever showed it, in action, but we know that it is significantly more powerful than his human form. So, anyway, how do we go about this? It pains me to say this, but I think Sebastian absolutely takes the win here. Every advantage Walter could have is more or less nullified by just being outclassed by Sebastian in almost every way. Okay, Walter can dodge machine gun fire point blank. Well, that's great, but Sebastian can run faster than the bullets. Can outpace bullets, you know what I mean? Not move out of the way. He can literally move faster than the bullets themselves move. And catch them. Whereas Walter has, 50, 60 years of experience in combat. Sebastian, again, at least 3,000 years old. Now, okay, maybe giving the benefit of the doubt that he hasn't been in combat all of that time, he's also been known to say things like, the human life, to me would be, the span of a human life to me would be instantaneous. So this guy's definitely been around a while and, clearly is capable of fighting, so I would not say that he has less experience in fighting than Walter. And then there's, like I said, just all the other superhuman attributes, given to him. And the one argument I could see for Walter winning this would be, Walter fought Alucard and almost won. And Alucard is, ridiculously strong. So I'm not going to go back and forth about whether Alucard would be stronger than Sebastian. A lot of people claim this fight should be Alucard versus Sebastian. I don't want to do that. But I can kind of subdue that argument this way. During that fight, Walter had every perceivable advantage, right? Alucard had just fought Anderson, and had just before that used the zero arc release, right? So he was significantly weaker than pretty much the rest of the series. And Walter had just then gone through the operation to empower himself. And not only that, whether his betrayal was his own or by Millennium, we don't know. He had spent all of that time, he had spent 50, 60 years learning everything he could about Alucard for that moment. Like, to kill, for that moment to fight him. To the point where the gun, the Jackal that Walter built, was only made to not be usable in that fight. Like, it was designed to not be usable in that fight. So, like, Walter had every single advantage in that fight, and he still lost. So if he's going to go into a fight completely outclassed like that and lose with all of those advantages, he's not going to go into a fight against somebody stronger than him with no advantages and win. That just doesn't seem realistic to me. I mean, yeah, I could say, you can say that, oh, well, he fights the undead and he fights all these vampires who are stronger than him. But by that same token, Sebastian fights demons, like other demons. So it's not like Sebastian's out here, underestimating anybody or picking off the weaklings. He's fighting people classify with him. So yeah, I think it's pretty comfortable to say that Sebastian takes this. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a shower to get rid of this terrible feeling that I have right now after giving a Black Butler character the win. So anyway, Verbal Engine 95. See ya.